Joe Biden and Senator Amy Klobuchar, both candidates faring well during Thursday's debate. Biden continues to be the frontrunner in national polls, and Klobuchar is looking to cement herself as the moderate alternative to the former vice president. Well, with me right now, also from Iowa, NBC road warrior Ali Vitale, who was with the senator there with Albert the Bull, living large over her shoulder from that town of Iowa. So tell us about your conversation with Senator Klobuchar there.
Yeah, Candace, we were on her campaign bus with her for about half an hour. She was just here at the foot of Albert the Bull, who's watching over our live shot here. And look, the whole crux of Amy Klobuchar's campaign here in Iowa has been getting out and doing grassroots campaigning, showing up at diners and restaurants, coffee shops, and talking with voters, very retail politics. She's hit over 90 of Iowa's 99 counties. There's a certain amount of bragging rights in that, getting to all 99 counties here, but it also speaks to the way that you build and organize in a state like this, where voters want to be able to see you and hear from you directly. That's something that voters across the state has told me is really important to them, and it's something that's about to get harder for the 5 senators who are campaigning for president to do, because they've got this Senate impeachment trial looming over them right as people are starting to make their decisions in January in Iowa. I talked with Senator Klobuchar about that. I want to show you a part of our conversation. Listen.
I'm sure we'll use technology and Skype into all 4 states.
But I've got the 2020 campaign on Skype.
I don't know what else I'm going to do. I mean, we're just going to find a way to do it. And I have said this publicly, but I've also said it in leadership meetings. I'm in leadership in the Senate. Yeah. I was the only presidential candidate in the room with Senator Schumer and others. And the few of us, I said, look, I'm not going to change anything. I think that we should have the trial that is the best. We should get the most witnesses we can.
On the debate stage this week, you said, remember the Kavanaugh hearings. That was a strong moment for you in your role as a senator, something I actually hear voters still talk about. Is there any upside to you in being someone who's in these impeachment trial hearings?
Well, I think there may be an upside in that I'm doing my job, but I just can't think of it that way. I think the Kavanaugh hearings mark me as someone that would stand my ground and would stick up for our justice system and our democracy.
Not a bad thing to be known for when you're running for president.
No, and I wasn't going to back down, but I really don't see it that way. This is not a political disadvantage-advantage issue. I know I would, it'd be great if I was out here in Iowa. I love grassroots campaigning. I love meeting people, being in cafes. Everyone knows that, but I'm just going to have to fit it in.
And look, there's 2 things here with Amy Klobuchar. You watch the way that she's talking about impeachment and the collision with the 2020 Democratic primary. She's trying to take politics completely out of this equation. She's not the only one who's tried to do that over the course of the last few months. You see a lot of the candidates who are running, both in the Senate and those who aren't employed in the Senate, saying that this is more than just a political moment. It's a moral one for the country. So that's interesting when you listen to what Amy Klobuchar said. And then just look at how she's managed to campaign over the course of the last few months. She's been one of those slow and steady candidates, really using the last few debates as launching pads, for not just for fundraising, but also to be able to build herself out in some of these early states. The idea, frankly, being that if you can just outlast and stay in this race long enough for the field to winnow, that once voters are able to get a look at you, that's when maybe you'll get a fairer shake. And I think that that's what we're seeing with Amy Klobuchar. We've seen her over the course of the last few months start ticking up very slowly in those polls, but she is qualified already, she says, for the debate in January, so it's notable.
Yeah, and that in part is why so many people were surprised by why Kamala Harris got out of the race so quickly. Amy Klobuchar, on the other end, is riding it out for the long haul.